We can start now. So, good morning, everyone. I'm very pleased to welcome you all to the second ENtalks series of ENspire'23. Today, we have with us Mr. Abhishek Karsa, a remarkable individual whose journey from a stock market enthusiast to a four-time TEDx speaker and an Amazon best-selling author showcases a relentless pursuit of excellence. Abhishek Sir embodies the idea that life is not just about existing, but about living with passion, purpose, and an unshakable belief in the power of possibilities. With a profound understanding of the intricacies of Indian stock market, he stands as a guiding light for countless investors. Abhishek's virtual footprint is immense, boasting a staggering 1.9 million followers across social media platforms. On YouTube alone, he commands the attention of more than 900,000 subscribers. His influence stretches far beyond screens, as he is frequently invited to institutions such as IIT Bombay, IIT Palakkad, and IIT Dhanbad, where he imparts invaluable wisdom and inspires the next generation. However, Abhishek Sir isn't just a financial whiz. He's also an accomplished author, with his book Stocks and Life gracing the Amazon bestseller list for three consecutive days. His accolades are numerous, with a collection of 101 awards, including the Young Leadership Award by JSK Group and the Youth Inspiration Award by Poonawadi Group, both celebrated at India's iconic Mahatma Mandir in Gandhinagar. Sir, we are very pleased to have you, and thank you for accepting our invite. So,
Thank you
I
so
would
much for inviting me.
thank you. So, I would be really interested in knowing what are your takes in investment in the coming years.
Okay. I believe that one fundamental rule which will always function is simplicity. The best investments are always made via common sense, and we call it scuttlebutt method. What does that mean? Is you just need to move around. You need to look around what people are trying to consume at this point of time, what people are more fascinated towards at this point of time. So let's decode this in a very simpler form. Right now, at the current trend, if you go on the vehicles part, it is the EV sector which is currently buzzing. Everybody knows that the coal or other fuels, they have a limited trajectory, considering that at certain point of time they will cease to exist, and that's why people will be bounded or forced to go into renewable sources of energy like solar as well as other wind energy and all those things. And that is where EV vehicles would actually come into space. A lot of people, they usually get confused that when we are speaking about EV, that only constitutes about vehicles, but that's completely wrong. You got to understand that if there would be vehicles, then you have to think further, what else would these vehicles require? They would require batteries, they would require brakes, they would require various sorts of gadgets which can simplify it further. So those kind of accessories or those kind of instruments would be also necessary when it comes to a particular sectoral development. Likewise, when I talk about from an IT perspective, we all have seen the craze of AI, that is artificial intelligence. In fact, I'm pretty sure that most of the students at your college are also taking help of AI to complete their assignments, ChatGPT to name one. So it's quite evident that most of the prominent IT companies have now started focusing on towards artificial intelligence. And irrespective of one being a techie or a non-techie, AI is bound to stay. So AI-based sectors or any in IT company which is dealing with more of AI-related stuffs would be obviously into picture. And another area in the modern day investing, which I particularly feel will be very important, is the insurance part, specifically health insurance. If you look around how the various landscape or the sectors have actually developed, you would require to understand that in India, the expenditure which has been made on healthcare has significantly skyrocketed. Today, unfortunately, if some of your family members get hospitalized, you know the deal, how big the hospital or the medical bills actually come out to be. And that's why, specifically after the pandemic that is COVID 19, a lot of people have realized the importance or the vitality of why it's very important for all of us to have proper health insurances, and it's not a waste of money, rather it could be a good investment. So insurance, specifically the private sector insurance places AI as well as I talked about EV. So in a nutshell, any person with this can actually understand where to invest by purely using common sense and looking around where the trend is actually heading towards. These are the two key areas which one needs to consider while investing, be it in 2023, 24, 25, or anywhere there at that point of time.
Your point, especially the AI part, we do see a boom in artificial intelligence technologies these days, and I think the change is here to stay. And also about renewable sources of energy. Yeah, the planet is depleting, so probably EV is the way. So, I've heard that you have given 4 TED Talks before. So, how do you leverage these experiences to inspire and educate others about the world of finance and investing?
Okay, so there is a small story around my TEDx talks. So I'll just brief you about that. So 2016, I had actually filled up a form for one of the TEDx talks, and the very first letter which they responded was that yes, somebody from the organizing team had also recommended my name, and you are selected as a speaker. There are certain formalities which we need to complete. For that, just come down to our campus. We'll discuss around the topic, curate it, and then you are good to go. Now, interestingly, I didn't know that there was a bit of difference. Although they mention you are selected as a speaker, what they meant was you are in the final 20. You're not in the final 8 or final 7. And I kept on waiting for when they are going to announce the names on their various socials. At that point of time, Facebook was at peak, not Instagram. And it was very late that I realized that my name isn't in the top 8. And by that time, I had informed almost everybody in my close vicinity that yes, I'm going to deliver my first TEDx talk. So on that day, I decided that going forward, I'm not going to apply for any TEDx talk. If I have to give a TEDx talk, it is the college premises or the organizers who themselves will have to invite me, and not through that protocol of writing down all those things, direct selection. And long story short, post 2018, that thing actually started happening back to back to 2019, 20, 21. I started getting invitation. In fact, I've declined two TEDx talks also, considering my non-availability at that point of time. Otherwise, it would have been 6 TEDx talks by now. But then it was like I had decided जो हिंदी में कहते हैं ना कि अब अपनी औकात इतनी बना लो कि अपने आप ही बुलाएंगे. So that is what I had kept in my mind. And thankfully, with God's grace and blessings of elders, I could manage to do this thing. Considering the impact of those TEDx talks, all the 4 TEDx talks have been on to different topics related to finance. One had been around NFTs and the crypto world, wherein I had actually highlighted my views in the sense that the conventional way through which a lot of people are getting excited around the tokens is not something which is going to be sustainable. Or even in the crypto world, everyone has observed how a lot of shit coins have completely collapsed. It's just the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a couple of those who have certain sort of utility continue to survive. So that was one of those. Another one was around personal finance, which I had given in Gujarat. Another one was with respect to the future of finance, and another one was again with respect to trading and finance in general. So yes, the impact has been really good because once you're delivering TEDx, your videos also get viewed by certain international peers. That does help you to get certain set of recognition. And being the only trader in India having delivered 4 TEDx, that does make me proud. Impact, I guess it's more or less same with respect to what we are trying to deliver through our own social media channels, through our YouTube channel. It's almost same, but yes, you definitely get some international presence. That's the difference. And I would insist that everyone who is listening to this session, if not TEDx, they should aspire that yes, one day they would be delivering a session on a stage which would be recognized by international platforms as well, because there could be nothing there could be nothing which could make your parents feel more prouder than that would be happening.
Well, certainly you have achieved much in your life. That's why you got the opportunity to attend, like, speak in 6 TEDx talks. And as I'm talking to you, I feel that you have a sea of knowledge to share with everyone, and you hopefully will get invited to more TEDx talks. I would like all the viewers to check out his TEDx talks on YouTube. So the next thing, I've heard you have written a book called Stocks in Life. So I would like to ask what motivated you to write it and the key takeaways for readers.
So if you
So if you
want an
want an
honest
honest
answer, so
answer,
it
so it
was
was
that
that
now
now
I'm just
I'm
being
just being
candid over
candid over
here
here
because I
because I
don't like
don't
to
like to
beat
beat
behind the
behind the
bush.
bush.
The
The
honest
honest
answer is
answer
I
is I
was on
was
the
on the
verge of
verge of
writing a
writing a
book
book,
but
but
had been
had been
procrastinating it
procrastinating
for
it
a
for a
while.
while.
Because
Because
my
my
intent
intent
was if
was
I
if I
have to
have
do
to
a
do a
hardcover
hardcover
publishing, that
publishing,
has
that
to be
has to be
either
either
through
through
Penguin or
Penguin or
some
some
well
well
recognized
recognized
this
this
thing
thing
publisher
publisher
because they
because they
gave a
gave a
good
good
distribution.
distribution.
And
And
although I've
although
been
I've been
approached by
approached
a
by a
couple of
couple
other
of other
publishers, but
publishers,
I've
but I've
denied their
denied their
request
request
considering
considering
that I
that
have
I
set
have
my
set my
benchmark for
benchmark for
myself
myself
little
little
high.
high.
It's not
It's
like
not
the
like the
other
other
publishers
publishers
aren't
aren't
that
that
good, but
good,
I
but
have
I have
myself
myself
kept it
kept it
little
little
higher.
higher.
So
So
then I
then I
had the
had the
thought that
thought
I
that
can
I
at
can
least
at
write
least
a
write a
Kindle
Kindle
book
book
for
for
myself, a
myself, a
self-published
self-published
one.
one.
Now, what
Now, what
happened is
happened
the
is the
opportunity
opportunity
came when
came
I
when
was
I was
invited at
invited at
Symbiosis
Symbiosis to,
which is
which is
another
another
prominent
prominent
institution, to
institution, to
deliver a
deliver a
session.
session.
And
And
while
while
I
I
was
was
going
going
through
through
the
the
guest
guest
list, I
list, I
realized
realized
that
that
of all
of
the
all the
four
four
speakers, I
speakers,
was
I
the
was the
only one
only
who
one
had
who
not
had
written a
written a
book.
book.
And
And
all of
all
them
of them
had this
had this
author
author
written in
written in
front of
front
their
of their
names.
names.
And
And
just to
just to
fit
fit
into
into
that
that
thing,
thing,
I
I
realized that
realized that
no, I
no, I
need that
need that
author
author
mark.
mark.
Let me
Let me
write this
write this
thing.
thing.
In
In
terms of the
terms of the
learnings, the
learnings, the
key
key
takeaways,
takeaways,
the
the
stocks and
stocks in
life
life
mostly
mostly
revolves
revolves
around
around
my
my
own
own
experiences and
experiences
my
and my
own
own
learnings.
learnings.
There could
There
be
could be
three
three
key
key
takeaways
takeaways
which could
which could
even
even
work out
work
for
out
the
for the
students,
students,
irrespective of
irrespective of
whether they
whether they
pursue
pursue
finance as
finance as
their
their
particular
particular
stream.
stream.
The
The
first
first
one is
one
you
is you
have to
have to
be,
be
the
the
word may
word may
not
not
sound
sound
right, but
right,
you
but you
have to
have
be
to be
shameless
shameless
in
in
whatever
whatever
pursuit you
pursuit
are
you are
actually
actually
picking
picking
up.
up.
You would
You would
see
see
that
that
if
if
Edison
Edison
wouldn't have
wouldn't have
failed
failed
10,000
10,000
times and
times and
shamelessly
shamelessly
continues to
continues
do
to do
those
those
kind of
kind of
experiments,
experiments,
we
we
wouldn't have
wouldn't have
recognized who
recognized
is
who is
Edison.
Edison.
Likewise,
Likewise,
in
in
whatever
whatever
fields you
fields you
actually
actually
prefer,
prefer,
today we
today we
all
all
watch
watch
Bollywood and
Bollywood and
cherish
cherish
Akshay
Akshay
Kumar as a
Kumar as a
superstar who
superstar
is
who is
earning
earning
so
so
much
much
without
without
even
even
realizing there
realizing
was a
there was a
time where
time where
2 years
2 years
back to
back to
back he
back he
just had
just had
flops,
flops,
close to
close to
11 or
11 or
12
12
flops. But
flops.
he
But he
continued
continued
putting
putting
his
his
best
best
without
without
irrespective of
irrespective of
what
what
people
people
were
were
talking
talking
about, and
about,
that
and
is
that
where
is
he
where he
rose up.
rose up.
Amitabh
Amitabh
Bachchan
Bachchan
also
also
same
same
story.
story.
Initial
Initial
days when
days
he
when
was
he was
facing a lot
facing a
of
lot of
rejections,
rejections,
he
he
asked his
asked his
father
father
that why
that
did
why
you
did you
even
even
give
give
me
me
birth?
birth?
I
I
shouldn't have
shouldn't
come
have come
down to
down to
this
on this
planet
planet
itself.
itself.
In
In
fact, at
fact,
one
at
point
one
of
point
time
of
in
time in
1992, he
1992,
was
he was
into
into
debt,
debt,
and
and
then
then
Kaun
Kaun
Banega
Banega
Crorepati
Crorepati
came into
came into
picture from
picture
where
from
he
where he
bounced back.
bounced
So
back. So
first thing
first
is
thing
you
is
have
you
to be
have to be
Brazilian, you
Brazilian, you
have to
have to
be
be
shameless,
shameless,
irrespective of
irrespective of
whatever
whatever
pursuits you are
pursuits you
going
are
to.
going to.
Second,
Second,
which I
which I
firmly
firmly
believe
believe
every
every
Indian
Indian
should
should
follow,
follow,
every
every
student should
student should
follow.
follow.
In
In
Hindi we
Hindi
say
we say
सबसे
सबसे
बड़ा
बड़ा
रोग
रोग
क्या
क्या
करेंगे
करेंगे
लोग.
लोग.
The
The
biggest
biggest
problem with
problem with
most of the
most of the
people in
people in
today's
today's
just to
just
fit
to
into
fit
the
into the
society, we
society,
are
we are
always trying
always
to
trying to
compare
compare
ourselves. We are
ourselves. We are
always
always
thinking कि
thinking
वो
कि
क्या
वो क्या
बोलेगा
बोलेगा
if I am
if I am
trying to
trying
do
to
this
do this
thing.
thing.
मेरी
मेरी
society क्या
society क्या
बोलेगी, मेरे
बोलेगी, मेरे
पड़ोसी क्या
पड़ोसी क्या
बोलेंगे.
बोलेंगे.
This is
This is
something which
something
is
which is
actually
actually
trying to
trying to
hold
hold
back
back
into a
into
lot
a
of
lot of
people.
people.
The
The
moment you
moment you
stop
stop
thinking
thinking
about what
about what
others are
others
going
are
to
going
think
to think
about you,
about
and you
you,
are
and you
just
are
going
just
to
going to
focus
focus
upon
upon
your
your
valuable
valuable
inputs, that
inputs,
is
that
going
is
to
going
help
to
you
help
out. And
you
the
out. And the
third,
third,
if you
if
talk
you talk
about
about
finance
finance
perspective,
perspective,
something which is
something which is
very
very
important
important
is
is
savings.
savings.
A lot
A
of
lot of
people they
people they
actually
actually
deny
deny
that no,
that no,
savings is
savings is
not
not
required. We
required.
should
We should
invest
invest
almost
almost
everything.
everything.
When
When
you
you
are
are
stuck
stuck
into
into
rainy
rainy
days,
days,
when you
when you
don't don't have any virtue of getting funds. The only thing which is going to save you out is savings. It is not the materialistic possessions you are having. It is not the gold. It is not the land. Immediately, if somebody is admitted, the only thing which is going to help you out is your savings. So one can make a thumb rule that whatever you are earning, whether you are doing a job, whether you're doing a business, please save 20% of it. I'm not asking you to save almost 100% of it. So if you're making a lakh a month, make sure you're saving 20,000, which is kept around into a different type of account, so that in terms of emergency, you can quickly liquidate that and then make best use of it. So these would be the three key lessons.
Your way of motivating us to be consistent and never give up if sometimes the things go wrong. And yeah, your shameless attitude talk was really quite relatable to me. So I would like to ask now, about 2-3% of the Indian population invest in stock market, right? So what will happen in the upcoming years? Will it increase till 11-12%? What do you think? And how will it change the dynamics of the stock market?
So
So
although
although
everyone would
everyone
say
would
on
say
an
on an
optimistic
optimistic
basis that
basis
yes,
that
the
yes, the
percentage would
percentage would
increase,
increase,
I would
I
say
would say
yes,
yes,
it
it
would
would
increase,
increase,
but
but
not
not
that
that
early.
early.
It
Like,
might even take another decade or two for that. The reason being is for there are multiple reasons. First, there are still a lot of taboos attached with investments. A lot of people think that real estates are still a preferred pick without even realizing over the past 100 years the CAGR or the compounding returns which equities have given against anything, be it bonds, be it land, be it anything, it is much, much superior. A lot of people think that it's still very risky. So one is the taboo. Second is obviously the kind of regulations which lately have started coming in into the Indian stock market. The regulations, although they seem to be into a favor of a lot of retail traders, but unfortunately it appears that it is also restrictive in nature. One being every time you open a demat now, the very first message you will get is that so many people are losing money. What people don't realize is this is subconsciously impacting their brains itself and demotivating them also from trading or investing. So that is second reason. And the third, why I don't think so immediately it is going to spike up is because there is still a lot of scope for awareness. A lot of people are still not much aware about how investing is required. So, for example, a lot of people don't realize by merely investing 5,000 rupees a month for close to 20 years, 20 or 25 years, you can become a crorepati. A lot of people don't realize because they are not able to do that maths in their brains. Why? And I'm only considering 13% as the compounding return, although our markets have given 14 to 16%. So if somebody understands this much also, that it's not that difficult to become a, now obvious counter would be what will we do after becoming crorepati after 20 years? But my obvious question is, are you just going to put 5,000 only? Obviously, as your salary goes up, and considering, so let's say IITians, so IITians do get decent packages as in contrast to other college peers. So this 5,000 is for someone who's going to earn 30,000 or 40,000 a month, who's going to start off with this thing. IITians are definitely going to get well paid. So your time zone in which you are going to get that 1 crore benchmark is going to narrow down. It can go down to 12 or 13 years itself. So considering if somebody is going to start off his career at the age of 22 also, at 12 years, 35 years without even doing anything, one can become a crorepati, which is still a distant dream for a lot of people in their 30s. So point I'm trying to make is a lot of taboos and awareness related activities are missing. That is why I think it will take another decade. Yes, eventually it is going to rise because slowly, thanks to YouTube, thanks to platforms like Instagram and all these places, as well as influencers who are actually coming to educate the people. But then I still feel the sample size would increase because the population is increasing, but the percentage would take some time to eventually go up.
Yeah, I agree that the current landscape is quite conservatory on topics of investment. They like even I was thinking of investing somewhere, but my father said that no, don't do it now. Do it after you have gotten a job and stuff. So like it does take time, and hopefully in some time the landscape would change. So, what are your future plans and ambitions in the field of finance, and how do you envision your impact in the years?
Okay, so a difficult question because the plans do keep changing based on the need of the time. But
It is
then
like long-term goal.
yeah.
It's
Okay,
still a long.
so yes. So long-term goal in terms of finance specifically, since I'm an angel also, that is so obviously it is to invest into a couple of more startups. For stock market, I do my own personal investments. That's a different story, investing in trading. But when it comes to this thing, we when you say about broader finance, I want to invest more into startups. Currently, I'm invested into 11 startups, and hopefully, I'll be investing into a couple of more. Some of them are already clocking in revenues close to $1 million. And some of them also have certain investors like Kunal Shah, Nitin Kamath, etc. So hopefully in the near future, I'm going to invest into a couple of more startups, but I'm very selective about that. That is one, and would like to see some of my startups growing to that unicorn mark, because that's the dream run for every initial investor through which they can reap in good awards. That is one. Second is obviously I need to continue give back to the society with respect to my own social media platforms, teaching and educating people around various nuances of finance. That is second. Yes, an English channel is missing right now, so I don't think so that I'm not able to communicate well in English. So since I can communicate decently, I think I should have another English channel through which I can communicate more on financial aspects. That would be second. Third is obviously to represent India on an international scale. Unfortunately, the reason why a lot of people shy away from this world of investing and trading is because we don't have a lot of significant figures which can represent on an international level. Everybody talks about only Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Monish Pabrai. We need a lot of people from Indian horizons who can be representing our country in terms of investing landscape in the future. And finally, if you ask, there are certain charitable intentions which I have into my mind, philanthropic. What I've realized over the last 6, 7 years, once you have some good amount of money, which you start making through your various ventures, suddenly you start feeling philosophical as well as philanthropic. So, जिसके पास पैसा आ जाता है वो philosophy फिर आने लग जाती है. Before that, I didn't had these philosophical thoughts. But then, yes, I really want to give back to the society. I keep doing that through some means, but I don't like to brag about that. But yes, going ahead, I want to do bigger forms of charities.
First of all, so I have almost had a conversation with you for 20 minutes, and I really don't think you have any problem in conversing in English. So you should totally open a channel ASAP. It would be really
Sure.
beneficial, and like investors like you are important for representing India at the global level. And I personally hope all your aspirations do come true.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so now you have received over 101 awards in your career. So, any one memorable achievement that stands out?
So the Young Leader Award was very interesting in the sense, not even there's one more interesting. I would talk about one which I'd received during my graduation. So what had happened is, so I'm not a graduate from a very premier B school, from a normal college. So what happened is, I was supposed to go to a different state for a competition which was supposed to happen, and this was with the best of the best brains. That included students from IITs, that included students from IIMs, that included students from SP Jain and a couple of other colleges. So we always had this thing in our brain, with no offense, that anybody who's getting into a premier B school or this thing are a different breed altogether. I mean, obviously, because they have worked hard and they have cracked an exam, so that was quite evident. But then we always create that kind of illusion into our brain that everyone is exceptional like Einstein's only, which is not true. And everybody is hardworking, everybody is talented, but not everybody is an Einstein kind of person. So I had that perception. So I had made up my brains that I'd visit this competition and I'll try to win this particular competition. Now, interestingly, this was a national competition which happened, if I'm not wrong, 13 or 14 years back, and there were a couple of rounds. Now, first, I had gone to Shimla just before this invitation, and I'd broken one of my legs. One of my, and I mean, obviously, we just have two legs, so I had broken leg, and it was very difficult for me to walk. Also, excruciating pain. But then I had made up my mind that no, irrespective of whatever happens, I'm not going to give up. I'll go to this particular event. Long story short, kept on competing with people from BITS, IIT, IIM. And the final round, finally, I mean, it was a cutthroat competition for the first and second position, and thankfully, I got the first position. And that gave me a boost of confidence that, everything is here in your mind. We unnecessarily create a lot of perceptions and we think that we are fearful of a lot of things. But at the end, it's a battle of your brain. If you are working hard, I had prepared a lot. I wouldn't deny for that particular event. I guess I had prepared more than my semester exams for that event itself. And then that gave me decent roots. We won that event. I was being congratulated. And why this event is also important is because that was the first time when I had So one of the judges was a prominent personality from BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, and he was the one who actually talked about the various intricate details about investing and the and how things work at the Dalal Street. And that also helped me to gain more curiosity around my own career. So because of these two, three reasons, that yes, I got to meet somebody who could talk about more about investing. Second is because I could win this event, and third, that was a confidence booster. That particular award, that must be my 18th or 17th award, but yes, that played a very important role.
Yeah, that was really good. We often build perceptions, but we should believe in ourselves. That's the key always. So now, I would just ask you to give one quick advice to all the budding investors and future business entrepreneurs out there.
Okay. I'll talk from a business perspective first, considering that I also invest into businesses. The biggest problem with today's generation is patience. They lack a lot of patience. 3 minutes into a queue of movie, they get devastated. 2 minutes in a queue of a temple, they will get devastated. Patience is a commodity which is rare in supply these days. Anybody who owns patience is somebody who's going to own the bigger part. You got to understand a good business takes time. It is not a matter of a few weeks or a month. It would take a few years before you start achieving significant results. So the very first important thing, you need to have patience. Second, a very simple quote, an old but will always remain true. A lot of people who come into the world of business, they probably want to become millionaires or billionaires at some point of time. The answer is very simple. How you can achieve that? If you are able to solve problems of millions people, you become a millionaire. If you're able to solve problems of billion people, you can become a billionaire. As simple as that. The problem is a lot of people, they restrict themselves by solving problems for just lakhs of people. And that's why they get stuck into the lakpati, or maybe some reach to the crorepati status. That's the first fundamental rule. And one thing which would remain common for investing into stock markets as well as into business or any aspiring businessman, one is obviously patience. Another one is consistency. Consistency would beat talent any day. And this is something which I personally realized. I never felt that I'm lucky. I just made my own luck by working hard and being consistent. So I'm not saying I'm very successful. I don't even consider myself to be ultra successful. But if somebody is consistent in putting in their efforts, they can definitely yield a lot of good results into their lives. So even if you are doing business, do one thing which is going to help you to grow your business almost every day. If you are studying, do one thing which is going to help you to crack the placements. Just one thing. You need not to do almost every day, like 8 hours, 10 hours. I've seen a lot of people who succeed really well in their lives, who just study 2 3 hours a day. And see, being college grads, everyone realizes, and I know the trend hasn't changed. The ultimate study is going to happen just 24 hours before the exams. It is still going to be the same, I'm pretty sure. So if you are just putting that 1 hour every day towards your career, towards your placement, towards your business, towards your investing knowledge by reading a book or by reading a few articles, by watching some constructive videos, that's all you need. So instead of, even if you are spending 3 hours on internet watching Kacha Badam, that's okay. But spend at least an hour on your own upliftment, on your own knowledge, on your own upgradation, because that's the dividend which you're going to receive by investing into your knowledge is going to be the highest one.
So patience and consistency are the key factors which you ask the budding businessmen to achieve and kind of inculcate in themselves. Really great advice.
Exactly.
So it pains my heart, but now I would really thank you for attending the session. It has been really great talking to you. Talking to you really revealed multifaceted individuals who have mastered the art of investing. I believe you are one of them. You motivated and inspired us, and I really believe that all the viewers and people who watched us have taken something today talking to you and listening the conversation we had. And I personally thank you for taking all our requests into consideration. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mudit. You have been a wonderful host, and it was glad being a part of.